Hello, everyone. Welcome to our show today called NG 英文. My name is John Drummond, or Yang Holland.
Hello, 大家好，欢迎各位再度来到 NG 英文，我是 Angela。We
have a great episode for you today with my good friend Lilian, who just got back into Taiwan after many years in Canada.
没错，今天 NG 英文呢邀请到了一位美女舞蹈老师 Lilian 来跟大家谈她的跳舞人生，还有一路走来在这个台湾加拿大两地跑的人生经验。
My guest today is Taiwanese. She is a high heels dance coach and choreographer. She is a language lover and competitive game lover, an animal lover, and so much more.So everyone, please welcome my good friend Lilian.
Hello, everybody.
Boom. What's up, Lilian?
Oh, not much. Just chilling. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking. So, Lily, I have been so happy to see how much you are getting yourself back into the dance community. Can you share a bit with our audience about what are you doing here in Taiwan within the dance community?
访谈一开始呢，他们提到 Lilian 最近又重返舞蹈界，而且呢还开了一门高跟鞋舞课哦，专门呢就是教我们女生要怎么样可以这个美美的穿高跟鞋走路啦，跳舞，调整自己的整体一个这个踩高跟鞋的仪态，好让我们可以美丽有自信的展现自己。那这边他们等一下提到这个 heels， 大家可能都知道就是高跟鞋嘛不过穿高跟鞋要怎么说嘞？当然就是你如果讲 wear heels 那也是讲得通啦，但你也可以呢就是用那个万用介系词 in 讲成 in heels， 所以穿高跟鞋走路那就会是 walk in heels， 那穿高跟鞋跳舞的话呢那就会是 dance in heels。 哇，没想到穿个高跟鞋还有这么高深的学问耶，不就是一双鞋吗？看来我也是需要去上一上这堂课。那我们赶快来认识老师吧。
Yes, of course. So I have recently started my own heels dance workshop, which is based in Taiwan. And it's just how the name sounds. I'm teaching women how to dance in heels, walk in heels, just fixing the postures. Yeah, basically that.
Yeah, that is so cool, Lil. So essentially heels by Lils.And yeah, teaching people how to be more confident with themselves, the right body posture, and the most fun, how to dance and look good dancing in heels.
Absolutely, yes.
So can you tell our audience a little bit about maybe your story with dance? What inspired you to get involved with the dance community?
前面我们讲到 Lilian 她最近又重新回到舞蹈界了，听起来好像是她以前好像是个舞蹈高手之类的哦。她说其实从国小开始就一直都有在跳舞编舞，有参与很多跟舞蹈相关的活动表演跟筹划。不过她当初是为什么会想要接触这一块领域嘞？原来呢是因为在小学的时候，他说印象非常深刻，在5年级那一年，看他同学在跳舞，就深深的被他们跳舞的那个配乐啦，他们的动作还有脸部表情深深吸引到，觉得说哇这实在是太酷了吧。我在想可能就是以前的热舞社表演就觉得自己也想要参一咖这样子，回家就跟妈说他也要学跳舞，不管是哪一种跳舞课，只要是呢可以学跳舞他都接受这样。那当然妈妈那时候也是答应了，就给他报名了舞蹈班，让 Lilian 从此呢就爱上跳舞。这边有一个字认识一下 choreographer， 他是编舞的人，或是我们说的这个舞蹈指导。好，那如果你把尾巴的 去掉，那个 er 给它弄掉，把 choreographer 改成 choreography， 那意思就变成是编舞舞蹈设计。那其实英文有不少像它这种变化的字像是 photographer 摄影师，那把它那个 er 改掉变成 photography 就变成是摄影。好，或是 biographer 传记作者，一样我们把尾巴的那个 er 改成 biography，那就会变成是传记。那如果有兴趣的听众朋友呢，待会节目过后可以上网查它的字尾 graph 的意思，希望我这样子卖关子可以帮你加深一点印象。
It really traced back to, I remember this very precisely, in grade 5. I was just in my classroom and then these two girls was doing a dance performance. And I guess I just have never seen real dance performance in my life. So the first time I saw it, I was just so amazed by, the music, the dance movements, and, like facial expressions, everything together. And yeah, that's the moment where I just like, okay, I want to do that too.
That's awesome. So essentially after that, did you find yourself getting involved with dance classes and dance teams or anything like that?
Yes. So, well, obviously right after that, I went to my mom. I was like, Mom, I need to take dance classes right now. Don't matter what type, but just dance classes. So yes, I started taking some dance classes and I got involved with school activities, mostly involved with dance performances. And since then, I became choreographer, organizer about events, performances, and just since elementary school, I've been doing that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I loved how you said right there, yeah, you're kind of a choreographer now. And essentially with your workshop, Heels by Lils, that is your primary role. You are the teacher and the choreographer. So can you help maybe our audience understand, if they came to this class, you're teaching them what style or what genre of music to dance to in heels?
接下来他们分享到这个高跟鞋舞蹈班其实不是一般人心中可能会联想到那种性感露骨带有性提示在那边挑逗的那种舞蹈，反而呢是提供爵士和嘻哈那种混搭风格的高跟鞋舞蹈课程让来上课的学生呢都可以有自信的用自己的身体曲线去展现舞蹈的魅力，去知道说原来我的这个肢体动作可以这么多元这么丰富。几个字我们来练习一下。 provocative 在这边它有挑逗撩人的意思不过如果是用在其他情境的话呢，其实也可以用来形容挑衅的甚至呢如果你是用在思考方面的话呢，它还有启发性引人深思的意思好，再来 posture 这个字是我们身体的姿势仪态，好像人家说的抬头挺胸，不要驼背，背打直这些呢都是我们讲的 posture。 最后 curves 原来是曲线弧度，但是这边呢就是用来表示你身体的线条，你的这个身体曲线。
It would be a mixture of hip-hop and jazz, I would say. So it's not like the traditional, or I guess super sexual portray that people may think what heels dance is. It's more so like jazzy, more elegant, and really just expand your body posture and showing your curves and figuring out what your body can do, really.
I love that. And I think, it's a beautiful thing that you're kind of pioneering, as, a lot of women, a lot of my good girlfriends have been talking about, I want to educate people on this. This is not to be confused with like anything toxic or negative. It's like, no, this is...
Or just too provocative.
Or too provocative. Yeah. It's like, this is just creating a classy, stylish, elegant environment.
Right.
Where women, are proud of who they are, and just, So I love that. And I think it's such a beautiful thing that you're doing. So thinking a little bit about the future, as I know you are focusing so much on building this workshop and maybe you have future plans, but I like to ruin that surprise for people and ask you here on the show, are you focusing on anything more in 2021 and beyond with this dance workshop?
再来 Lilian 提到因为他这个舞蹈班去年9月才成立，目前呢1个月只有开1堂课，但是希望未来呢可以再多开2-3堂，让有兴趣的学员呢能够更常来上课。虽然说大部分的学生年龄层是落在20到35岁居多，不过其实你只要满18岁，或是就算35岁以上，也都一样很欢迎来加入他们的行列这边Lilian说他计划打算增开这个堂数，好，用到的是一个很实用的片语 to aim for something。 好，计划怎么样怎么样，它带有一个朝某个目标迈进的意涵在因为 aim A-I-M 它原本有瞄准的意思嘛，所以你可以大概想象就是瞄准某个目标这样，好，然后就是以那个为基准点迈进，或是其实你也可以说 aim to do something，它也同样有计划打算做某件事情的意思，只是一个是接名词 aim for something， 一个是接动词 aim to do something。好，例如你跟朋友约见面啊，但是时间都谈不拢，最后你说 Let's aim for 3 o'clock， 或是 Let's aim to meet at 3 o'clock。那意思就一样，都是在表达不然先约3点好了，大家尽量3点集合。好，就是朝3点碰面这个目标迈进这样。不过其实这个字 aim 它还可以接 at， 好，或甚至就直接自己单枪匹马这样上场，任何介系词都不用加。不过当然这样子意思也就都不一样了。那这边如果有兴趣的听众朋友呢，我再卖第二个关子哈，待会就是你可以上网查它用法的大好机会咯。
Yes, absolutely. So, like I said earlier, I just started this workshop last September, I would say, or October.
Yeah, I waste no time getting you on here.
Right. So yeah, it's still barely new to me, but for now, I'm doing it once a month. But obviously, for the future, it will be ideal to do 2 to 3 times a month. And I have gotten students to ask me to do more of it a month, so that motivated me, and that's what I'm aiming for. And yes, and now the students, I guess, age range would be, right now it's around like 20 to like 35 years old. But obviously, if you're older or a bit younger, I'm talking about like after 18 at least. Yeah, that's welcome too, but yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I wish you nothing but success with that. And Heels by Lils coming in hot. I like it. I like it. So thinking a little bit about the story of Lilian, obviously you are on here speaking fluent English, but
Right.
you are born and raised in Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love if you could share a little bit about your backstory.
在这段访谈中呢，Lilian会跟大家分享到，她其实是一直到16岁才搬到加拿大去念高中大学。那在这之前呢，都是在台湾生活，而且她其实小2的时候英文非常不好，就是惨到连26个字母 A 到自己都记不起来，是一直到后来有一天，他妈给她送去一间英文补习班，才开始有一些起色。那相信各位也知道，坊间不少小朋友补习班都是会玩很多游戏嘛，用游戏带入课程这样。那这个呢，刚好也是戳中 Lilian 的点哦，他就很喜欢玩游戏，加上好胜心也比较强一点，就是玩游戏不想输，所以为了要赢就很认真练习，到后来英文整个就是突飞猛进。那等等大家呢会听到这个片语 born and raised。就是我们讲的土生土长，好，就是说 Lilian 是在台湾出生长大这样子。
Yes, so I was born and raised in Taiwan up until I was 16. And funny story is that my English was actually terrible in grade 2, to the point that I was not able to spell from like A to Z. Like I'll miss out some letters in between. And then my mom decided to send me to this cram school. And it had really completely changed my life. And that's how I kind of got really interested in English and wanted to get better. And it was just, I guess, the method of teaching English really made a difference, because you know how in Taiwanese traditional school, it's more like just, like one step by step. But whereas in cram school, there was a lot of games involved. And I love playing games, still do. And I got really competitive, always wanted to do good. So yeah, that's what motivated me, and I got really good at English.
That's amazing. And you just sparked something in my mind, because I love games and I'm super competitive also. And I remember you and your boyfriend have created this really fun, cute little Instagram page called, is it Game With Us?
Game With Us.
That's right. I remember I've been kind of following along with you guys doing
We're
that.
on TikTok too.
Okay. Shout out to Cavante and you for kind of doing this. It's so fun. And I love that.
Mm-hmm.
But staying focused a little bit on the language side of things, that's so fun. So you kind of were like, I got to win this game.
Yes.
And it could be whatever game.
Right.
But you were using English, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. And look at you now, so fluent and have such a wonderful accent too.
Oh, thank you.
So fast forward then, you then spent a lot of time in Canada. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So what would you say in Canada was maybe the biggest hurdles you had to overcome?
接着他提到啊，高中搬去加拿大之后， 遇到最大的一个 hurdle， 一个最大的困难就是举目无亲。好，就是小留学生跟寄宿家庭住，但是身边没朋友没家人的。不过幸好呢，他本身因为个性就是比较活泼奔放一点，然后所以在学校其实很快就交到新朋友，融入到当地的社交圈，没有像很多人想的说好像那边的高中生活都很不容易啊什么的。那这边我们讲的个性活泼外向啊，它的英文说法大家知道怎么讲吗？来，我们可以用 people person 来形容。好 if you are a people person， 如果你是一个活泼外向人缘好的人呢，那一般来说可能都会跟 Lilian 一样，就通常就是比较容易交到朋友。
So I went there starting in grade 9. So I went there all by myself, did not have any relatives, no friends, no acquaintances, and was staying with what most international students would know, like host families, which was fine and interesting. But the high school part, it really wasn't, maybe I got lucky, but it was not as, like a lot going on as people thought it would be. It kind of came quite easy for me. But I also believe that has something to do with my personality as well, because I'm naturally just quite a people person. I'm outgoing. I'm always curious about things. So I was never really like in my own shell or too shy to talk to people. So I think that really helped me a lot. But yeah, overall high school was a fun experience for me.
Yeah, that's right. And so thinking about now, you've been back only for what, about almost
just
a year?
Just about a year now,
yeah,
yes.
Just about a year.
Mm-hmm.
Have you experienced maybe any kind of reverse culture shock as you come back now to your home?
大家可能都有听说过，我们出国去到某个国家的时候，常常可能都会因为文化啦、国情不同，会遇到一些文化差异、文化冲击。但是你们有听过反文化冲击吗？Lilian 她的经验就是一个活生生的例子。虽然说当初她是一直到16岁才过去加拿大念书，但那个年纪刚好就是一个你知道蜕变中的28年华嘛。整个在加拿大期间呢，就是她一个成长蜕变的关键期，而且加上在那边待的也大概有6-7年，有高中加大学这样，已经就是很适应当地的生活、当地文化。所以后来搬回台湾的时候，还真有一点不习惯，整个就是需要花时间去重新熟悉我们台湾的这个文化风景包括可能跟家人之间的相处模式等等。那这边最后John会提到这个 blossom into， 大家知道是什么意思吗？ blossom 它本来是植物开花，但是它也被延伸出一种带有正面发展的意涵在就是形容一个人或一件事情发展得很好。例如你说，哇，这个小女孩好久不见呢，现在已经 blossom into a beautiful woman， 好，就是已经成为一个漂漂亮亮的女人了。或是两个人之间的友情升华成爱情，也可以用这个字Their friendship blossomed into romance.
That's an interesting point because people would think you get culture shock when you move away from home. But for me, I get culture shock when I move back home. And it's really about just family and our, perception and just how we view things. It's so different now. And also me being away for this long, you lose touch with family and friends. And it happens, but now that I've been back for a year, honestly, last year was such a progress just in between me and my family because there are a lot of conflicts, disagreements just about how I do things in life. And they have it's progress for them as well because they're kind of adjusting and just getting to know their child, because I've been away for so long. They didn't know what I did, vice versa. So yeah, there was a lot of that, just kind of catching up, kind of getting to know each other over again, which is really weird, but because, it's family. But yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, and to think about, you were gone during such a pivotal part of your life as you were becoming a woman, you know, and so now, your family's getting to see this woman and who you've blossomed into.
Right.
And, your language skills, just, they're like, oh, okay, we got our money's worth. Like,
I hope so. I got a degree.
Yeah. You got a degree in Canada. Exactly. From a high school and a university.
Right.
Boom.
Right.
That's right. So thinking a little bit about, staying focused on language with you, are you now doing your heels by Lils in Mandarin Chinese and in English?
紧接着 Lilian 提到她的舞蹈课通常因为学生群主要是在台湾的外国人跟一些海外回来的 ABC， 所以上课呢大多都是用英文沟通为主，但有时候也会有我们台湾当地的学生去上课，所以他也会用中文来教，马上呢就变成一个双语课哦，可以学跳舞还一边学英文或是边学中文，这样也是蛮方便的。只是他大多时候呢还是比较倾向用英文来表达，因为就觉得说自己好像这样子比较可以去完整的传递内心的想法这样。
Yes. So right now, because I'm mostly targeting towards, foreigners in Taiwan or ABCs. So when I do my workshop, I mostly teach in English. But obviously there are times where there might be a few Taiwanese people in. Then in that case, I would do both languages. But yeah, it's pretty cool because it's kind of like learning language for them too. Like, you learn dance, but then learn language at the same time. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. And it's so interesting to think that you now prefer, in a way, to teach in English.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, it's after being in the environment for so long, English just comes a lot more naturally for me. Even when I'm, talking to maybe locals and when I want to talk about something I'm really passionate about, I can't wrap my head around to express it in Chinese. It's just like, all I want to say is I have to express it in English. Otherwise, I can't really address how strongly I'm feeling about this thing. So, yeah.
That's interesting. Makes me think about a question I love to ask here on NG England, and that's, do you remember any times maybe you kind of had a funny story with your expression of English?
接着又是我们糗事分享时间啦。这次呢 Lilian 说，因为她记得曾经有一次有听过人家用 rack 来形容一件事情很扯很瞎就是一个怪齁，所以之前呢跟朋友聊天聊到某件事情的时候就想说刚好有这个机会来可以用 rack 这个字来形容，就说我昨天发生怎样怎样的齁 It was so rack 超怪的，但殊不知其实是要讲 whack 才对，但当时的朋友也是很好心，没有当场就给他泼冷水去纠正他，反而觉得还好奇，想说该不会是一个新的用语吧，怎么没听过这样子。
Nothing too major that I can think of, but there was this one incident where I was back in Canada, hanging out with my college friends, just strolling out down the streets in the car. And then, people say slangs, and I guess sometimes I would listen to people talking, and then I would hear something cool that I want to try saying it too. So there was this word, the right word is whack, but then when I heard it, for some reason I thought it pronounced rack. So that time I was in the car, I was trying to say something like, oh yeah, this thing happened to me yesterday and it was so rack. And my Canadian friend was being very sweet and just cute, I should say. They were like, oh, rack? Is that a new word? I've never heard of it. Like, I thought there's only the word whack, but then I guess there's rack too. But yeah, that was the moment I'm like, oh shoot, it's actually whack, not rack.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's so cute. I love that. Yeah. The difference of whack and rack. Yeah. And that's hard if you just hear that. You're like, oh, that's a whack. And you're like, yeah, it could be many different words.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I love how you kind of also mentioned that, your Canadian friends were being really sweet about how they, went about not even intentionally trying to correct you, but they were just like curious.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, is that a word I haven't heard?
Exactly. Yeah. But also maybe because I already been there for a while, so I'm not really acting or talking like a complete foreigner. But yeah, it was very sweet and cute of them to just be like, oh, is that a new word? I never heard of it.
Yeah. And I love that. And I meant to follow up after you had an answer and you were like, oh, you're a people person. And, I do see you as such a lover of people. You have such a curiosity.
Yes.
And so, you were saying, oh, it's kind of easy for you, quote unquote. But I think that's because you're just a very genuinely nice person.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so shout out to all the nice people. As you go to new countries, it always makes it a bit easier, right?
Yes, definitely.
No doubt. Awesome, Lily. Well, unfortunately, that is bringing us to our last question here on NG England. And that is, if you could go back in time and talk to a younger Lilian, would there be any advice you give yourself about language or life or dance?
访谈最后呢 Lilian 提到她觉得说，虽然蛮多人都觉得她这样子16岁就自己一个人去加拿大念书去留学，这样很勇敢很厉害，但其实她自己不这样子觉得，反而呢还是觉得有点说自己当时其实可以再更跳出舒适圈一点，再去做更多其他事情。所以呢想要跟小 Lilian 建议啊，有机会呢就跨离舒适圈远一点，再去尝试一些更多不同的事情。
I often have people telling me that, like, wow, after hearing what you have come through, like, you have done so much, have been experienced so much, but then in my mind, I still, even till this day, I never feel like that. I feel like there's still so much that I don't know or I haven't experienced. But yeah, telling my younger self, I would say, be even more adventurous, get out of your comfort zone, which is kind of hard for people to understand because just how I moved to a whole different country all by myself, that's like a huge step out of anyone's comfort zone. But I felt like I could have done a lot more. Even though I stepped out, but I was still kind of in my own comfort zone in a sense. I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, I love what you're saying right there. But you're very humble and, at 16 years old to move by yourself to a host family in Canada is pretty intense.
Yeah.
So, shout out to you for doing that. And nonetheless, I'm so happy to see where you are. I'm happy you're back in Taiwan and you are, on this new leg of your life, this new journey. So where can people find more of your life on social media and maybe where they can sign up for classes for Heels by Lils?
Okay. So right now I'm mostly operating on my Facebook page, which you can find, just search on Facebook, Heels by Lils. You can find my page. All classes information is up there. Sign up sheet is up there. Like pricing, stuff like that, location. Yeah. And also my Instagram is LIIILYEN. That's my personal IG, but I post heel dancing related stuff on there too. So you can find me on both.
Awesome. Heels by Lils.
Yes.
Nice. I love it. Awesome, Lilian. Well, it's a pleasure as always to see you and to get to catch up on life. And I wish you nothing but success here in 2021 and beyond. And we will talk to you soon.
For sure. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Peace. All right. Well, that is our NG Ingwen show for today. We hope everyone enjoyed listening to that. You can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now Spotify. You can search NG Ingwen, or you can search on IG, NG English ICRT. And don't forget to tune in every Wednesday morning from 6:30 to 7 and Wednesday night from 9 to 9:30. We'll catch you on the next episode. Bye-bye.
好啦，今天的节目就到这边告一段落啦，感谢各位的收听，别忘了订阅我们的 Spotify 还有 YouTube 频道哦。那喜欢我们节目的话，也要记得到 Instagram 到 IG 上追踪我们哦。如果各位有什么其他问题是想要问来宾的，也请欢迎在底下留言告诉我们，我们一定会想办法帮你问到手。好啦，那就下周在空中相会咯，拜拜。